Hi, welcome to Healthy Lifestyle with Geraldo, a show dedicated to helping you live a longer and healthier life while giving you the inside scoop on all of the latest fitness, health, and lifestyle trends. And of course, most importantly, having fun while doing it. So let's get right to it. My first guest specializes in helping people identify and use their unique strengths to feel more fulfilled in their jobs and their lives. Here to talk about the importance of setting goals for personal and professional development is the founder of Everything's Not Okay, and That's Okay. Welcome, Alyssa Carpenter. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's no problem. First question number one. I hear a lot about setting goals. What does that mean, and how can people apply it for themselves?
That's a really great question. I think the key with that is when people think about goal setting, they think about these huge, lofty goals that they want to accomplish, but it doesn't always have to be these big goals like losing 20 pounds or finding a new job. It can be incremental steps. So goal really is finding the balance between something that's really difficult and something that's a little bit easy. So it's finding that middle ground between that space.
Yeah. What are some of the mistakes that people make?
It's interesting. I think,
I've made a lot of mistakes.
Me
I'm
too.
sure you made mistakes, right?
No, all the time. But it's interesting because when working with clients, I think the big thing that people typically miss is actually writing down what their goals are. So we can
on a piece of paper,
on a piece of paper, just writing it down.
Wow.
And I think it's interesting because a lot of the times we'll think this is the goal that I want, but once you write it down, you've kind of committed to it.
Right.
So
it's
you're saying,
like a pledge you're making to it, right?
Exactly. You're saying this is what I want to do. This is what I want to accomplish, and that really goes a long way from there.
Okay.
I think also people try to set other people's goals for themselves. So I know a lot of clients who I've worked with, it's somebody has said something to them, whether it's a parent or an employer, that this is a good goal for you, or this is something that you should do professionally or personally, and that kind of gets ingrained in their mind, but they're not invested in it 100%.
Right.
And if it's not a goal that you want, it's really going to be difficult for you to work towards it because you're not invested in the process.
I understand that. So what makes a goal attainable? Like, there's a special trait that you have to do, or what is it that makes it attainable?
What I like to do is think about 3 goals in a 90-day period. So think about
3 goals in a
things.
90-day period, okay.
Yeah, and think about it and what it looks like in 90 days. So what is that ultimate goal? And then think backwards. So if your goal because if your goal really is to think, let's say, find a new job, in 90 days I'm going to have a new job. What do you need to do now in order to do it? How can you backtrack to get to your goal? And if you're realizing this is too big of a crunch, this is too fast of a timeline, then we realize it's potentially not attainable. And it's something really about finding, do you have the time for it? Do you have the bandwidth for it? So it's a lot of self-reflection that you have to do along with thinking backwards to see if it's something that you can achieve.
I understand that. What are some of the barriers people face? Is it monetary? Is it financial? Is it just a psychological thing? You know, when I was trying to go with my business, a lot of the times it wasn't so much the financial end of it, but it was the psychological part of it. You know, is that common with a lot of people?
It is. I think the financial piece is huge too. I think there's kind of a few fears that people go through. So it's really fear of the unknown. So what's going to happen? I don't know if I should put myself out there. I don't know if I should try because I don't know what's going to happen.
I see.
And really this fear of doubting yourself. Can I do it? Can I achieve this? What will this look like?
Okay.
A fear of letting other people down. So if you've told somebody about your goal and you don't accomplish it, or you're not working towards it, how will they feel about it?
So you can apply this to anything though, really, right?
Anything.
So if I have a fear, for example, of jumping out of airplanes, but I really want to do it, which is what I've been thinking about doing for a long time.
Awesome.
Woo! Anyway, but I really want to jump out of airplanes. I think it's exhilarating, it's motivating. It'll get. I mean, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything out there that's quite similar to that. So if I'm a fear of flying, for example, how do I overcome that?
I like to do little incremental steps. So you might not potentially tomorrow jump out of an airplane, but what's something smaller that you can do to simulate that? What could, those flying places, maybe you could try there. Pick different pieces of that to try and do, and then build yourself up about it. Build that confidence. I can do this. I can try it. Talk to people who've experienced it. So do your research. So somebody who's potentially jumped out of an airplane before, what did it feel like? What did it look like? How did they do it? Yeah.
Have you ever thought about jumping out of an airplane?
I have. It's kind of one of my goals, actually.
We should do it together.
I know, we should do it.
Because I tell you, I really want to do it. People have been telling you it's a great feeling. You got to do it. So I'm going to definitely do it.
Awesome.
If you have a hard time getting over something, Are there resources out there that you can go to that can help you with that?
Yeah, I think a few different resources. And one of the most underutilized resource, I think, is your support system and your accountability network.
Okay.
So it's talking with people who support you and who want to help you through it. So ask them, and people potentially might know you better than you know yourself. So reaching out to them and saying, I need help, I've stumbled, how can I push forward? Talking to a coach, talking to a mentor, talking to a family member, somebody who's going to be there with you through the process for when you kind of get to a wall or a barrier and you need that extra push. Those people are always going to be there to help you.
Family support is very important.
Yes.
Friends are very important.
Yes.
Co-workers are more important.
Exactly. And even think about it through technology too. So it doesn't have to be a person. So if there's an app that's going to remind you about something or a task that you want to pop up on your phone, it doesn't have to be a human. It could be some type of technology too that replicates that experience as well.
And if you feel overwhelmed, what can you do about that?
I always like the words and phrase just in time. So I'm telling my clients, what do you need to do? Like, what's just in time? Because I think it gets so overwhelming if we're thinking about a fitness goal that's really big or a professional goal of finding a new job. It can get so overwhelming because there's so bottled down. So what can you do right now? So if your step is, I think I want to get a new job, can you start with your resume? Can you start with looking on LinkedIn? Like, what are little pieces?
So head it right on.
Yeah,
face it right on,
and just go for it. And you never know what's going to happen if you go for it. Just have to try.
Alyssa, great advice. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And keep us updated on what's going on.
I will. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, guys, still to come. There's a groundbreaking technology that is bringing hope to millions with hair loss. What is it? Find out when Healthy Lifestyle with Geraldo returns in just a moment.